Stop everything you're doing right now. Seriously, stop and pay attention. You're about to discover the exact questions that transform lukewarm conversations into deep connections that make women truly fall in love. I'm not talking about cheap tricks or psychological manipulation. I'm talking about master keys that unlock emotional doors most men don't even know exist. Have you ever felt that pit in your stomach when a conversation with her just dies? When you realize you're talking about the weather, work, anything but what really matters. It's like holding emotional dynamite in your hands and not knowing how to light the fuse. Look, I guarantee you one thing. After the next few minutes, you'll never run out of things to say again. You'll never see that bored look in her eyes again. And the best part? You'll do it by being completely authentic. Do you know what the real problem is? You've been programmed to ask the wrong questions. Since childhood, you've been taught to be polite, superficial, safe. What do? How was your day? Do you have siblings? Those are dead questions, man. Questions that generate absolutely nothing but automatic responses. Meanwhile, there are men out there creating deep connections in minutes. Men who understand that every question is an opportunity to dive into her essence. And no, they're not better looking or richer than you. They just know exactly what to ask. The consequence of continuing the way you are? You'll keep being the nice guy she forgets as soon as she walks out the door. The friend she confides in about other men. The match that never turns into a date. And the worst part? You know you have so much more to offer, but you can't express it through your words. Do you think genuine connection happens by chance? Wake up, man. There's a science behind it. When you ask the right question, her brain releases oxytocin, the connection hormone. It's pure biology, and I've spent the last 12 years decoding this process. Pay attention now. I'm going to give you what few men on the planet have mastered. Ultra-rare knowledge that transforms any conversation into an unforgettable experience. These are 7 categories of questions that work like an internal radar, detecting exactly what she needs to hear to open up emotionally. Number 1, deep essence questions. Forget asking what she does for a living. Ask why she chose to do that. What was the exact moment she decided to follow that path? What happens here is simple. You're asking for the story behind the story. You're accessing her inner narrative. Let me tell you something. I met a woman at a coffee shop last week. Instead of asking if she liked coffee, I asked what memory the smell of coffee brought to her. Her eyes lit up. She told me about mornings with her grandmother, about family rituals, about love. In 3 minutes, we were 2 strangers sharing intimate memories. Deep essence. Can you feel the difference? Number 2, calibrated. Vulnerability. Questions. Pay attention here. This is as delicate as an intricate dance. You need to create a safe space first. After some initial connection, ask her, when was the last time she felt truly alive? What was the bravest moment of her life? What would she change if she could go back 5 years in time? You see, you're not invading, you're inviting. It's completely different. When she shares vulnerability, and you receive it with respect and genuine curiosity, something magical happens. The emotional barrier falls. The social mask disappears. I remember once asking a woman what her biggest fear was that no one knew. She was silent for a few seconds. Then she said it was the fear of not being remembered for anything important. In that moment, we connected on a level most couples take months to reach. Calibrated vulnerability. Does that make sense to you? Number 3, positive projection questions. This is the secret almost no one realizes. Instead of getting stuck in the present or past, you project her into her dream future. If she could wake up tomorrow with a new skill, what would it be? If money were no object, what would her perfect day look like? Where does she see herself in 3 years? Not professionally, but emotionally? Do you know what you're doing? You're activating the pleasure centers of her brain. When she imagines positive scenarios while looking at you, her primitive brain associates you with those good feelings. It's applied neuroscience, man. I once asked a woman what her dream home would be like. Not the furniture or decor, but how she would feel waking up in that house. She described peace, security, love, and as she described it, she looked into my eyes. 3 dates later, she said she felt exactly that way with me. Positive projection. Can you visualize the power of that? Number 4. Hidden values. Questions. Pay close attention now because this is pure gold. Most men never discover her real values because they ask in a direct and boring way. Instead, ask what decision she made that everyone thought was crazy, but she knew was right. What does she stand for even when she's alone? What's the one thing she would never give up, even for a lot of money? You're mapping her value system. And when you show that you share, or at least deeply respect those values, you become someone special in her life, someone who understands what truly matters. There was a time I asked what unwritten rule she followed in life. She said she always gave people a second chance, but never a third. That told me everything about how she viewed forgiveness, boundaries, self-respect. Information that would take months to discover naturally. Hidden values. Do you feel how that changes everything? Number 5. Transformative experiences. Questions. This type of question accesses the stories that define who she is. What was the book or movie that changed the way she sees the world? What trip impacted her in an inexplicable way? What was the conversation she never forgot? When she shares these experiences, she's literally giving you the instruction manual for her personality. You discover emotional triggers, connection points, ways to create similar experiences together. I once asked what the best gift she had ever received was, not for its value, but for its meaning. She told me about a handwritten letter from her father before he passed away. At that moment, I understood that written words had a special power for her. Guess how I communicated with her after that? Transformative experiences. Can you perceive the depth of that? Number 6. Secret passions. Questions. Everyone has something they love but rarely shares. Ask what she would do if she knew she couldn't fail. What secret hobby does she have that almost no one knows about? What does she research on the internet at 3 in the morning when she can't sleep? These questions reveal the side of her that she protects from the world. And when you show genuine interest in that side, you become the vault for her secrets. Someone with whom she can be completely herself. A woman once told me that she secretly wrote poetry, but was ashamed to show it to anyone. I asked her to share one with me. She hesitated, but shared it. That moment of trust created a bond that exists to this day. Secret passions. Do you understand the power of that now? Number 7. Mutual growth questions. This category is the most powerful because it creates a sense of us. Ask what kind of couple she admires and why. How does she imagine personal growth happens in a relationship? What does she think two people can create together that they couldn't alone? You're not just getting to know her. You're planting seeds of a future together. You're creating a shared vision without being intrusive or rushed. I once asked how she thought true love manifested itself in everyday life. Not in grand gestures, but in small moments. She described exactly the kind of relationship I also wanted. In that instant, we stopped being two individuals talking and became two people discovering a possibility. Mutual growth. Does this progression make sense? Now pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. There's a rule I call the 70-20-10 rule. 70% of the time, you actively listen. 20% you ask follow-up questions based on what she said. 10% you share something of yours that connects with her story. Most men completely reverse this. They talk 70% of the time trying to impress. This is the fatal mistake that kills any possibility of genuine connection. Remember, you're not in a job interview. You're creating a shared emotional experience. But maybe you're thinking now that this all seems too calculated, that it seems like emotional manipulation. Let me be direct with you. Manipulation is when you use these tools to get something from her without caring about her well-being. What I'm teaching you is to create genuine connection through authentic curiosity. The difference is in the intention. If you truly want to get to know her, understand her, connect with her, then these questions are just tools to express that interest more effectively. It's like learning a new language to communicate better, not to deceive anyone. And there's one more crucial thing. Timing matters as much as the question. You can't just start firing off deep questions right away. There needs to be a natural progression. Start with light curiosity, evolve to emotional connection, and only then dive into depth. Think of it this way. Every conversation is a dance. You don't start with the most complex move. You warm up, feel the rhythm, synchronize with her, and gradually increase the intensity. The questions work the same way. Another fundamental point, your body language needs to align with your questions. When you ask something deep while looking at your phone, you kill the magic. Maintain eye contact, lean in slightly when she speaks. Show with your body that you are present, and never ever judge her answers. Even if she says something you completely disagree with, you can explore, question with curiosity, but never judge. The moment she feels judgment, the emotional doors close and won't open again. Let me tell you a secret few apply. Silence is powerful. After she answers something important, don't immediately fill the silence. Let the moment breathe. Often, it's in the silence that she shares the most important part, the part she was holding back. You also need to learn to read her signals. When she starts asking you similar questions, when she leans in physically, when she touches her own hair while talking, these are signs that connection is happening. It's her internal radar telling her that you're different. And here's an ultra-rare technique. When she shares something vulnerable, don't try to fix it or give advice. Just validate her experience. Say something like, "That must have been intense," or "I can imagine how you felt." Validation creates emotional safety. Remember also that humor at the right time amplifies everything. After a deep moment, a light joke breaks the tension and creates an emotional roller coaster that's addictive. But be careful, humor at the wrong time destroys connection. Men ask me how long it takes to create this deep connection. The answer? With the right questions, 15 minutes can create more intimacy than 15 superficial dates. It's not about time, it's about depth. But you need to practice. It won't be perfect the first time. Start with people you have no romantic interest in. Practice creating genuine connection without pressure. The more natural this becomes, the more powerful it will be when it truly matters. And never use these questions as a script. They are directions, not destinations. Every conversation is unique. Every woman is unique. You need to adapt, flow, follow the energy of the moment. Rigidity kills connection. Now I'm going to tell you about the mistake I see constantly. Men who learn these techniques and forget to share about themselves. Connection is a two-way street. When she opens up, you need to open up too. Vulnerability attracts vulnerability. Do you know what separates ordinary men from unforgettable men? The unforgettable ones make women feel truly seen. Not just heard, but deeply seen and understood. These questions are the path to that. And before you think this only works with certain types of women, let me assure you, every woman, no matter how closed off she seems, desires genuine connection. Some have just built higher walls. Your questions are the keys to get past those walls. You need to understand one thing now. Attraction is not about looks, money, or status. At least, not the attraction that lasts. Lasting attraction is about emotional connection. And emotional connection is created through deep communication. How many opportunities have you missed because you didn't know what to ask? How many incredible women have passed through your life because the conversation never went beyond the superficial? That ends today. From now on, every conversation is an opportunity. Every question is a master key. Every woman you meet will feel something different with you. Something she can't explain but can't forget. Pay attention. What separates you from having the love life of your dreams is not luck, not looks, not money. It's the ability to create genuine connection. And that starts with the right questions. You have two options now. Continue doing what you've always done and keep getting the same mediocre results. Or apply what you've learned here and completely transform your interactions. Remember the metaphor of the master keys. Each question unlocks a different door. Some lead to the heart, others to the mind, others to the soul. The more doors you open, the deeper the connection will be. Don't put this off. The next woman you meet could be the woman of your life, but only if you know how to create that deep connection from the start. Only if you have the right tools. Like this video now before you forget. Subscribe to the channel because this is just the beginning. There's a lot more transformative knowledge coming. And share it with that friend who needs it. You know who that is. Now, go out there and practice. Ask these questions, create these connections, transform your love life. Because you deserve true love, genuine connection, and a woman who falls in love with who you truly are. The keys are in your hands now. The question is, will you use them?